welcome back to the Field Trip Science with the Bean Museum. Today we're going to be talking about arachnids. Now we've talked a little bit about spiders before. We've invited our friend the spider. I'm pretty sure we had Tara or Belle on before to just kind of talk about observations in general and using a microscope or looking closely at things. I believe we talked about them then. But right now we're going to be talking about arachnids specifically. So let's talk about arachnids. Arachnids are a little different from insects. Insects usually have, or they do have, 3 body segments. They have the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. And then they have 6 legs that are all connected to the thorax, so the middle segment. Arachnids are slightly different. So I've drawn 3 different arachnids here on the board to show you that they come in lots of different shapes, but they still follow these same rules. So here I have a spider, specifically a tarantula with this one. As you can see, it has a large abdomen here, but then only one other body segment. It does not have a thorax and a head. It has one body segment called the cephalothorax. So we have, in total, 2 body segments on an arachnid. So that's true for our spider here. We have another one here called a vinegaroon or a whip scorpion. And he has 2 body segments. And then here we have a chigger, and it has also 2 body segments, okay? Now another thing they all have in common is that they have 8 legs. So if we look at the spider, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 legs. And again, they're all connected to one body segment. So they're not going to be connected to the abdomen. All the legs are going to connect at the cephalothorax. Now, that's true again for the vinegaroon. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all connected here. And then here for the chigger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all right there, okay? Now, you might be saying, well, what about, I feel like I've seen some other parts on like a spider before. These guys right here are called pedipalps. Now, the pedipalps are kind of like the arms. So an arachnid has 8 legs and 2 arms. So we can see arachnid has, like I said, 8 legs. It's got 2 arms, and those can form in lots of different ways. Here in the drawing, I have them here on the spider. They've got just these kind of little, they almost just look like the rest of their legs. They use them for kind of investigating the world around them. With the vinegaroon, they've got these big, thick claws. I can actually show you right here. Which is kind of similar to why they call it a whip scorpion, is because it has these big claws here and then this whip-like tail on the end. But they are a little bit different than scorpions. These guys actually do not possess venom like a scorpion does. They don't have a stinger, but they do spray acid, which is why they're called vinegaroon, because they kind of smell like vinegar. So, if you guys haven't heard of these before, these are actually, you can find vinegaroons in Utah, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so these are their arms. They've got the 8 legs and the 2 meaty arms right there. Looking at the chigger, they have little tiny arms right on the front here. So they are very different shapes across the board with arachnids. I'm also going to bring in a scorpion right here so you guys can see. So this is another arachnid. You might not have realized that there were so many different kinds of arachnids. You might have known, oh yeah, spiders are arachnids, but not realized that things like scorpions are also arachnids. You can see all 8 legs on this specimen and the 2 arms. You can also see that he has a very large abdomen. He has a very long segmented part. That is his abdomen. He has a stinger on the end, and that's what makes scorpions unique. Something else that's cool about scorpions, so not all arachnids possess venom. We know that spiders do. We know that scorpions do. We know that vinegaroons don't. And chiggers are kind of unique as well. They don't exactly have venom, but the way you want to stay away from these guys. They can be pretty dangerous. They'll give you lots of little bites all over. They're not as common in Utah as they are in places like the South. But all the same, if you're used to checking for ticks, it's pretty much the same routine when looking for chiggers. What's interesting too is that even though both the spider and the scorpion have venom, they have them in different places. So the scorpion has the venom on its tail, right at the end there, little tail. But the spider has it in its fangs. So again, these are all part of the same group, but they're very, very different in lots of different ways. So you can find out lots of different kinds of arachnids, see how they are similar, see how they're different, and compare them. Let's go ahead and talk about our activity now.
Okay, welcome back, you guys. We're going to be talking about our activity for our arachnids. You can see we have Tara here with us. Tara's just resting on my arm right now. So your activity this week is to kind of look around your house, see if there are any spiders around. We don't necessarily want you to pick them up or anything like that. We don't want anyone to be bit, but we want you guys to make really good observations. Pull out your observation journal if you haven't been using it in a while, and look for some of these variations that Marion was talking about. Spiders vary in size, they vary in color. You can describe the location that they're in. Are they in the corner of a room, or are they dark? Is it a daddy long legs? That's not technically a spider, but it is an arachnid. You can make notes of all of these things, their color. You can even talk about what type of web they have. Scientists have decided that there are about 30 different types of webs that spiders create, and this is partly due to their silk composition, and also the way that they use their two back legs here as combs to comb and design their web to be a certain texture for different purposes. So there's a lot of things that you can do, and a lot of things you can take notes on for your observation journal. So just really get into it and look at those small details and let us know how it goes. But I hope you enjoy. This is a close-up observation week.